Hello, Julie here and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be making a little idea for my ideas book. I'm going to use this piece of manila folder and two pieces of digital. This is just printed on normal 80 GSM paper, so it doesn't have to be thick, but it could be thicker if you want it to be. I've got some magnets, I've got my corner rounder, and I've got my inking, and I've got my glue. So we're hopefully all set, and my trimmer of course. So I'm starting off with this piece of card, this piece of file folder, and it is 7 inches tall, and I'm going to make it 8.5 inches wide, just for ease of cutting papers. Okay. And this is going to fold. It's going to be a series of pockets, and it's going to fold around a page. So the first thing I want to do is cover this here. So let's get some paper and do that. Okay, I'm using my Boyle's glue today. Just this is the first time I've had it in a bottle that is not too hard to squeeze, so I'm using it to see if I like it or not. I have bought a large bottle, and as I said in a previous video, in Australia you get this at the hardware store called Bunnings, and you get quite a large bottle for about $15 or $20, so it's not as pricey as the art glitter glue, which is what I usually use. Art glitter glue is water based, and this is an EVA glue, so it's got that acetone smell to it, so if you don't like that, it's definitely not the glue for you. Now I'm going to just match this up. Already, that's not the glue's fault, that's my fault. And probably if I had have done that with art glitter glue, I might not have got it off, but perhaps it'd be better off to turn that over and put that on there. I think that might be a safer way to go. I can always trim it up, get one edge on. Okay, so yeah, this is what it looks like, the glue. So you can see 500 mils, and that's, you know, I can't remember how much it was, but it was about $15 or $20. Okay, so now I'm going to trim that off. I've got a little bit of overhang there, so I might just tidy that up a little. Okay. So now that we've... Oh, I'm an idiot. I wanted to... Anyway, I'm going to have to do it set different now. What I meant to do was put my magnets under here. Now I'm going to have to do something different. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to fold this in halves this way. So fold it in halves sideways. If you wanted to, you could score it, might be easier. It's not going to be a real problem if it's not perfectly square anyway, because one will be on one side of the page and one will be on the other. Okay, so there we go. So this is going to be on the inside, so that's going to wrap around our page. So it's going to wrap, let's just say this is our journal page, which is not big enough of course, but it's going to go over our page like that. And to keep it there, I'm going to use magnets. So what I wanted to do was put them under this page, but I forgot to, so you'll have to add them now. Got quite a few magnets here, very sturdy. Oh, that one's broken. So let's get a magnet off and on there. Oh. Right, so let's find out which way these attract. So if I stick this on here, use our glue, pop that down there, and then fold that like that, then put this on here, and that sticks there. Okay. Like so. Now, because I didn't put that under this backing sheet, I'm going to have to put something over that so that when I put things in my pocket, it doesn't hit onto it. So what I'm going to use is just a piece of washi tape there. I will cut this off straight and just cut a piece to cover that, so it doesn't have to be that big. And I'm going to put glue on it to make sure it stays in place. Because if it peels off, well then I'm just defeating my purpose, aren't I? There we go. Stick that down. It's nice and smooth. It's not going to matter that it's not under that paper, but it would have been better if I had have remembered to put it under the paper. So make note of that. If you're going to do this, please try and remember to put that under your backing paper. You might use like pattern paper or cardstock or scrapbooking paper or something like this to create your folder. So you might not have a background cover. So if you don't have a background cover, this is what you'll need to do. So just make sure that's down nice and smoothly. Mostly at the top. You don't have to really worry about the bottom. The top and the sides are the important part. Okay, so now what we're going to do is I'm going to put 3 pockets on here. So I'm going to use this paper, and I'm going to cut that to the same size as that. And what was it? It was 8.5 inches wide, wasn't it? So I want this to be, and I want the first pocket to be about 2.5 inches high. So let's cut that at 2.5 inches. By, what did I say? 8.5. Let's go this way. Okay, so let's fold this in half. And punch some divots in here. Oh, actually, change my mind there. I'm going to cut all of the pockets, and so let's do this one. I'm going to do what did I do that one? 2.5. So I'm going to do this one 3.5 inches tall, which is the way up. This one, so 3.5. By 8.5. And this one I'm going to do 4.5 by 8.5. Okay, so there we have our 3 pockets. So they're going to sit on our folder like that. So now I'm going to fold each one in half. And I'm going to line them all up . Line them all up at the top. And punch a divot in them. And get it something like center. Okay, now we can go ahead and ink all of these pieces. Now I don't think you need to watch me do that, so I'll go and do that and then I'll be back. Okay, so I've inked everything, and I've also inked around this and rounded the corners. Now I forgot to mention, and just in case you hadn't realised it yourself, make sure you put your magnets on the front, like the outside of your little folder, because otherwise they're going to mess up your writing space here. Okay, so now we're going to start attaching our pockets. The reason I did the corner rounding now was because I wasn't sure whether my corner rounder would go through all the layers of paper once I had all my pockets on. So let's attach these. I'm going to attach them on 3 sides. I'm also going to attach them down that middle section as well, down here. So I'm trying to keep my glue as close as possible to the edge so that I get as much real estate in my pockets as I can. Okay. Oops, it slipped somehow. Let's wipe this glue off of here. Okay. We can trim this up after if we do happen to get a little bit out of whack. Okay, now the second pocket. And because we've punched our divots all at the same time, they will line up. So let's burnish that down a little. Now using this glue, I'm not sure exactly how long it takes to grab. I'm used to using art glitter glue that sort of grabs straight away, really. So this is like a real easy, like beginner friendly little project, but it does give us a lot of extra journaling area because we've got like 6 extra pockets where we can add, oops, oh yes I did, where we can add your journaling cards and bits of ephemera and things like that. Let's get this lined up. Like so. Okay. I'm just going to give that a couple of seconds to dry before I fold it closed. So let me just grab my journal. So this is just my ideas journal. So I'm going to wrap it around one of these. So this is an old Reader's Digest that I've pulled pages out of and stuck pages together. I thought about doing this as a journal, but I don't like that. I don't like that there. So I probably won't ever make a journal, a real live journal, using that method. I don't know if anyone knows of a way where you can make sure that's not happening. I mean, I tried really hard to tear right back to the spine, but no great joy there. Okay, so let's say that's dry now. I might try and corner around the corners. Oh yes, it worked. And I can see I've got a little bit hanging out there, so let's trim that off. I'll try trimming it with my trimmer. My record with scissors leaves a great deal to be desired. Yeah, that worked. I don't know whether you've seen my previous videos, but I love this trimmer. It does everything that you could ever hope for. It's not an expensive trimmer. I think I paid about, I don't know, well, I've had it for over 20 years, and I reckon I paid about $20 for it when I bought it. So I don't know what they're worth now, but it's great. You never have to replace this bit. You just replace these yellow strips in here, and each one of those strips you can use 4 ways. So that pulls out of there, and you can see I've used it that way. So you just turn it round, and then it runs in that line, and then you turn it over and you do one there and one there. So you get 4 uses out of 1 strip, and I think you get 2 strips for about $9 Australian. So very economical to use, and you can get different styles of cartridges to go on them. Right, let's fold this over and see how we go. Very good. So let's burnish that down. Okay, so that now is magnetised, so we don't have to worry about having to hold it shut. Let me put that on there. I didn't check to see if it was actually going to fit in here, but luckily it does. So there we go. So that holds in place with that magnet. Fairly sturdy. You could put your magnet there. If you're putting it on underneath this paper, background paper, you might want to put it in the middle. I could have put it in the middle anyway. It's probably better to put it in the middle, but it works fine down the bottom there as well. So let me see if I've got any bits and pieces to put in there. So we've got a little envelope I can pop in there. So you get the idea. You can put all sorts in there. Got a little bag, a little pocket, another pocket, yeah, envelope that one is, so that can fit in there. Well, that's probably better off in the back because it's bigger. It can go in there. No, it's too wide to go that way. No, that doesn't really go with it. Does this go? Yes, but it covers up. So let's put that one in there. And this one in here. I really need something a bit smaller, don't I, for that front pocket. There we go. And of course we can do the same on the other side. So we've got, that's probably a bit too big, and the envelope there. So these envelopes and things are just things out of my stash. These were made with some Franken paper I made some time ago. I'll put a link to that video in the description box if you're interested in having a look at it. And maybe a little something like that. That's even too big. So we can do something like that in there. Okay, so there we go. And we've got plenty of writing space there. Looks like that needs a little bit of a trim up there. Okay. Okay, so that's my simple little project for today. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's a cute little embellishment, and it does add lots of extra space to our journal. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you can join me when I post my next video. There we go, around the page, like so. Okay, thanks for joining me, and I will see you next time. Bye.